On June 15th, 2021, Nintendo dropped an E3 Direct that put a smile on Fatal Frame fans' faces. Kidding, but not kidding. This E3 Direct was actually very solid. Kinda like what I said about the Xbox conference, it depends on what kind of games you like, and I am very excited about several games coming to the Switch. If you are new here, I cover game and anime news. I also do reviews on games as well as anime series. With that out of the way, let's get right to the video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am Ryofu and you are watching The Gaming Harbinger. Just when you thought it was over, Smash Bros. Decides to sneak attack one more character into the roster, Kazuya Mishima. What's pretty cool is that his moves and animation look pretty close to what people are used to in Tekken. Around the time you watch this video, the character will already be playable. By the way, the final DLC character of Smash will be released later this year. This is a pleasant surprise. Why not put Life is Strange on the Switch? I personally really enjoyed these games and I'm glad that Nintendo fans can have it on their console. Life is Strange True Colors releases September 16, 2021, and the Remaster Collection releases later this year. So this was announced at Square's E3 show, but it's not a bad thing seeing it again. I think it was a smart move to make this a single player game. Just so Switch owners are aware, you would be streaming this game off of a server and not running it on Switch hardware. I don't think this is a bad thing, especially if the Switch is the only console you have. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy comes out October 26th of this year.
Worms everywhere!
Oh boy. I have never heard of this, but there is someone out there that's like, yes! One thing I found interesting is that it will have a 32-player cross-platform mode. Kinda impressive. This game was recently released on June 23rd, 2021. Astria Ascending is an aesthetically pleasing turn-based RPG that looks to be my vibe. This game comes out September 30th of this year. 2 Point Campus is a sim game that allows you to build your own university. And the little that I saw of this game, it looks like it goes into a lot of depth and customization. This game comes out 2022. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. And the way he says Yahoo, it is just freaking adorable. This is in celebration of Super Monkey Ball being around for 20 years. This game comes out October 5th, 2021. Okay, so I haven't played every Mario Party game, but it's hard to deny how fun it can be playing this with a bunch of friends. This one even brought back classic stages from the N64 version. For a game like this, I am a little taken back by how good the graphics look. Mario Party Superstars releases October 29th, 2021. Son, I was not expecting this. Metroid Dread was not something I was expecting. Completely blindsided. But it makes me happy to know that Nintendo sees Metroid as Metroid and not as Metroid Prime. I'm sure that Nintendo and Retro are doing everything they can to make Prime 4 a solid game. But please understand, GameCube fans, Metroid existed before Metroid Prime. This is the roots of the series, and I already have this bad boy reserved. Glad to see that Counterattack has returned as well. This game drops October 8th, 2021. So it's no surprise that Just Dance 2022 is getting some shine in this conference. If you want to dance to the latest hits, this game drops November 4th, 2021. Cruisin' Blast is a third-party exclusive that can have up to 4 players at a time compete. This actually looks like a wild, vibrant arcade racing game. I can definitely see the appeal. This game comes out fall of this year. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is finally hitting the Switch and it looks to be a solid port. In case you are unfamiliar with this game, it is an RPG. You're pretty much reliving the story of Goku in his 4 classic sagas. This game comes out September 24th, 2021. Mario Golf Super Rush isn't a game I would typically run out and get. With that being said, I am a sucker for the tennis games, so if I were a betting man, I would say I just need to try this. I would probably love it. Why does them chasing after the balls look like the definition of insanity? This game is already available and came out June 25th of this year. So, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Looks like, okay, what the heck? Who am I kidding? It's Monster Hunter, man. It's Monster Hunter. I'm getting it, okay? I'm already sold. But for those that don't know, this plays a little different from the traditional Monster Hunter games. This is an RPG, and I do feel like the story series puts a little more into telling a compelling story. You ride around on your monster and fight other monsters in turn-based combat. All these turn-based RPGs, man, come on, I'm loving this. I'm loving it. This game comes out July 9th, 2021.
Hey, what do you mean, who am I? It's a me, Wario! And it's finally ready, a brand new game from my company.
Hey! I don't know what it is, man, but I just love Warioware games. They are so simple and yet so addictive. If this was released on mobile phones, I'd be playing this all the time. This is another day one purchase for me. The madness starts on September 10th, 2021. Shin Megami Tensei 5! They ain't ready, man. They ain't ready. These clowns ain't ready for this. I'm not talking to you, loyal subscriber. No, I wouldn't disrespect you like that. I'm talking about people who need to put some respect on Shin Megami's name. So if I were to be honest, this and Fatal Frame are probably the 2 games I am super hyped about. But there is definitely more than a couple of day one purchases at this direct. This is another one. I cannot wait for this to come out. If you have played Persona games and loved them, you need to try out the main series. Shin Megami is the main series. Put some respect on their name. The vibe is a little different. The game can be a little more challenging, maybe punishing. But you know what? You can handle it. Don't be a hack. You can do it. Just try it out. The Shin Megami games are just so good. Shin Megami 3 had a remaster that recently came out on Switch. And yes, it probably looks dated to most people, but you cannot deny the quality of the game. Shin Megami Tensei 5 releases November 12th, 2021. Son, okay. I was talking about this 2 years ago on this channel, and it's happened. It's finally happened. The Switch is getting the main Danganronpa games in a collection. And why would it not? This is an absolute perfect fit for the series. I now get to relive the story all over again, because I'll do it. Don't tempt me. Nintendo is literally destroying my wallet right now as we speak. For the small amount of people that may be watching this and don't know what Danganronpa is, it's pretty much about a bunch of prodigy high school students that are put into a class, or I should say a school setting, where they're forced to turn on one another by having to complete certain activities. So for casuals, think of it like the Hunger Games. If you're a real one, think of it as Battle Royale or Gantz. Obviously, there have been anime and games that have used variations of this very formula, but Danganronpa is just superbly written, and it really throws some very entertaining characters your way. Once a character is killed, it's up to the rest of the group to figure out who the killer is. And of course, the killer is doing everything they can to throw you off. Okay, so maybe like when you're going through the game and it's, I guess, the gameplay side of it, it kind of feels like a darker Phoenix Wright. Yeah, okay, so mechanic-wise, it's like a darker Phoenix Wright. But anyways, these games are a personal favorite of mine. I have shirts, I watch the anime, and yeah, I can be pretty embarrassing when it comes to Danganronpa. We'll just leave it at that. This collection releases later this year. Alright, so I practically fell out of my chair when I heard the narrator say, "I hope you're not afraid of ghosts." Shout out to all the love and support I have gotten from my Fatal Frame videos. You guys are the best. I was so happy to see what was just a very sliver of hope that just more than exceeded our expectations. The only thing better than this would have been a brand new entry. Still, this is incredible. We don't have a date yet. Just know it's supposed to be this year. So now we wait with bated breath. Doom Eternal Ancient Gods Part 1 is DLC expansion, and all I can say is bravo for all the wizardry done to get this to run on the Switch. Yeah, of course there were sacrifices made, I understand that, but it still looks good, and it still exceeded what I would have expected. And this expansion is available now. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch remastered. These games also have online play. This collection was released on June 25th this year. Tony Hawk fans rejoice. Strange Brigade looks like an indie third-person shooter that doesn't look too shabby. Not really sure what the story behind the game is. This game released the same day as the Direct, which was June 15th of this year. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope looks to be more Mario and Rabbid madness. I have personally never played any of these collabs, but it would be disingenuous of me to say this does not look fun, because it does. Rosalina looking bored and annoyed is kind of amusing. They always manage to make these games look fun with a little bit of good humor. This comes out 2022. Advance Wars is back. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp looks to be the sneak attack Advance War fans were praying for, just like Fatal Frame fans. We hear you, we know how it feels, so they're probably stoked about this. I have to say, this really did come out of nowhere. This reboot collection of games 1 and 2 come out December 3rd, 2021. Next up is The Legend of Zelda Age of Calamity Expansion Pass. It costs $20 and gets you Wave 1 on June 18th, which has already passed, and Wave 2 in November. With this expansion, you are getting a new playable character, new weapon types for Link and Zelda, new challenges in Royal Ancient Lab, new enemies, a higher difficulty, new stages, and new skills for existing characters. This is a no-brainer. What you are getting for $20 sounds worth it to me. Eiji Aonuma is the producer of the Legend of Zelda series, and he introduced the final segment of the showcase. Skyward Sword is getting its HD port to the Switch, and it appears in order for this to happen, they had to implement the controls in a peculiar way. And I guess it had to mirror or mimic motion controls. This could be a turnoff for some. We will just have to wait and see. The game's graphics definitely look improved. This comes out July 16th, 2021. A Game & Watch will be released on November 12th to celebrate the 35th anniversary of the original Legend of Zelda. This Game & Watch will include 3 games: The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, and The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It also comes with a bonus game called Vermin. I hate to say it, I love all of these games. I might get sucked into getting this too. At first I was a little thrown off with Link's Awakening being thrown in the Game & Watch, as it just got a remake not too long ago. But let's be honest, it deserves the love because I'm
down with Zelda from the very start. I got the heart and smarts to play the part. Down with Zelda.
The last thing shown, of course, was more footage of the Breath of the Wild sequel. I have to say it does look stunning. The last comment from the series producers stating that the sky is also part of the world makes you wonder, does that mean that lots of things will be happening up above just as much as on the ground? That's gonna be insane. So my final thoughts shouldn't surprise you. I love this Nintendo Direct. I know some people were disappointed in no Bayonetta update, but sometimes a late update is better than a bad one. I think another letdown for some was absolutely zero mention of a new Nintendo Switch. Oh god, oh man, Nintendo knows how to stir it up. I'm kidding. This actually doesn't fall on them. I think people are just ready for a beefier Switch or a 4K sequel. They're just ready to know what's gonna happen. Something, anything. But once you put those two things aside, I was quite pleased. With this conference, I saw a lot of games that were for me. A lot of day one purchases for sure. But just as I said about the Microsoft release, there could be quite a few people that wanted Breath of the Wild sequel and Bayonetta 3, and that's it. They don't care about no Shin Megami, they don't care about no 2D Metroid or Fatal Frame or WarioWare or Danganronpa. So this could be why some people don't consider this a slam dunk, but I would say it was for me. But more importantly, what do you think? Did you see something that you were hyped for? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support, guys. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.
Then I'm the man with the plan, cause the power's in my head and the power's in my hand. Down with Zelda.